training.
This one is really just a series of QuickTime events, which, you know, that's fine. I like QuickTime events. I like being able to say I can press buttons really fast. You're obviously scored depending on how quickly you complete each one, but if you goof up, Goku gets really tired and you have to wait a few seconds before you can press the next button. I only goof up once. I would have liked to goof up 0 times, but nobody's perfect. This minigame actually reminds me of the loading screen minigame in Raging Blast 2, where it's just a bunch of QuickTime events, and there's really nothing else.
Well done! I really went all out! I even surprised myself!
Do you remember that thing we did with Nappa where we kept using our longest combo on him every time he stood up? Well, meet Recoome. He's even stupider than Nappa, and we managed to stun him a total of 7 times before he wises up. When you play a game long enough, you start to notice little exploits like this in their artificial intelligence. The thing with Infinite World, though, is that sometimes the exploits don't work as well, and sometimes they work too well. This time, Recoome lost a health bar and a half to his stupidity, but sometimes he notices a lot sooner. Anyway, Recoome has enough of us trying to fuck him, so he throws us away. The problem is that this only works if we have incentive to go to him, which we don't. We have the upper hand in virtually every way, so he has to come back to us, which is sad for him because we're spamming Ki Blasts at him, which will destroy even more of his health. Not a smart move there, buddy. He's also almost stunned because of that beating he took earlier, so a few more blasts and punches and he'll be stunned already. Man, Recoome, who knew you were this easy? I will admit, because of the game's complex mechanics, it's very easy to see cracks in the AI like this and abuse the hell out of them. And I don't feel even the tiniest bit of shame in doing so. Because obviously you're meant to use all the mechanics or else they wouldn't be there, right? Recoome got beaten so badly that in my complacency I let him use an ultimate attack on me. And these hurt a lot. They can take out over a health bar and a half, which is a big deal in this game where getting down a single health bar can take quite a while. But he lost so hard earlier in the fight that I wasn't even worried while this was happening. I was just like, yeah, play the cutscene so I can get back to kicking Recoome in the face. We didn't even have to use aura burning or anything even remotely resembling normal game tactics yet. I will to finish him off, but it's kind of embarrassing that he got down to his last health bar just by his spamming. You remember that thing I just did with Recoome? Well, I tried to do it again here with Ginyu, but Ginyu seems to be smarter. He actually manages to interrupt our attacks quite a few times, but he still ends up getting wrecked pretty hard because my normal tactics work perfectly on him. My normal tactic being charging right at him and using the heavy attack to stun him. You know that one where I bash him over the head? That stuns him long enough to get a full combo in. I also get some really good mileage out of aura burning because I hit him so many times that my ki meter filled up all the way, so it takes forever for the aura burning to actually go down. There's also an attack I like to do if enemies are at a medium distance where you can dash toward them and then dash to the side and then attack, which I'm about to demonstrate. Yeah, they usually don't see that coming. This poor sap's just getting the snot kicked out of him. To be fair, he tries to make a comeback when he's almost dead. It's a little weird to say that the fight against Recoome and Ginyu is easier than the fight against Nappa and Vegeta, but it's true. And it's mostly just because their AI is a lot dumber for whatever reason. I understand giving the AI different priorities can have unintended consequences when your mechanics are this complicated. And I guess one of those unintended consequences is making the fight way easier. In my haste to finish him off, though, I use aura burning a bit irresponsibly, so he kind of catches us with our pants down. We have virtually no ki, and he's already started his aura burning. So I decide to even the field and start using heavy attacks. And what follows is a really stupid dance of neither of us hitting each other for a while. But at least that didn't end with me getting pummeled.
He's what you should have been afraid of all along. A Super Saiyan.
Enough, loudmouth. On and on like a broken record.
He couldn't even defend himself!
Kakarot, listen. Frieza was the one who destroyed planet Vegeta. Please, destroy Frieza.
For all the Saiyans you destroyed! And for all the Namex! I am going to finish you!
So I cut out a trip I took back to the Warriors room so I could get a better healing item and a defensive item against strike attacks, not against ki attacks. This is around the point where the artificial intelligence starts to defend pretty consistently against my normal strategy of smacking them over the head with a heavy attack. But I still keep doing it because it's the easiest way to create an opening. And it still works pretty well when you dash to the side first. Or when you dash at them from behind and they don't quite have time to turn around yet. But that one's a bit harder to pull off than simply dashing to their side. And as always, there absolutely is no harm in spamming Ki Blast if you're not sure how to proceed. If you're lucky, you'll get a few hits in. And at the least, you'll stop them from charging at you. Frieza's Death Wave he just used a moment ago, that's very useful to keep us from charging right at him, which we don't want. Fortunately for us, he doesn't seem to realize its usefulness, so he doesn't use it quite all that much. I mean, he could also use regular Ki Blasts like we do, but his Death Wave hurts a lot more, so we want him to use that as little as possible. I'm surprised we're pretty much even, considering he started out with one more health bar than we did. You'll notice that the more frequently I dash to the side when using my heavy attack, the more frequently it works. Like right there. There was no way he could have reacted that in time. You may have guessed that this isn't the final fight we're going to be doing with Frieza because we're not even a Super Saiyan yet. But we're nearly there. So Frieza used the attack to get us as far away as possible, but we are both in aura burning mode and I have more aura burning left than he does. So I'm not sure what his plan was. And we totally would have kicked the shit out of him if we weren't stunned. I would say that his plan was to stun us, but the AI can't think that far ahead, so that's a little bit ridiculous. Again, I dashed to the side and easily stun him. We also took our healing item, so even if he decides to death ball us at this point, there's nothing he can do to save himself. There's also the fact that we have nearly okay, now we have max ki and he's about to be stunned, and yeah, just in general, things aren't looking so good for him. He runs up to us and tries to use the death ball, but we blast him right in the face before the words even appear. That's how you know you counter an attack really early. I'm not entirely sure why he thought that would work. The only way it would work is if we didn't move at all when he tried to use the death ball.
If I don't finish Frieza off now, the entire universe will be in danger!
How dare you do this to the mighty Frieza! This is the end! You and this planet will both perish!
It's ready!
What? No! No!
Goku! No way!
You vermin! I'll exterminate every last one of you!
What? Hey! Frieza! Stop this! Goku!
No! I won't let you get away with this! Now it's your turn, Frieza!
So I'm not gonna lie, my entire plan for like the first minute or so of this fight is just keep hitting Frieza as much as possible even if he's blocking and don't stop, ever. He recovers way too quickly for us to try and stun him, but for a while he seems entirely unsure of what to do when we keep attacking him. So the idea was just to keep doing this until it either stopped working, we ran out of ki, or we were the one on the ground instead of him. And right about here, we're the ones that are on the ground instead of him. He just manages to recover faster than we do. So this is where I go back to using my normal strategy again. So fortunately we can plant him back on the ground and then continue being super aggressive. He tries to hop back and use a special attack, but we use ours first, and I can't remember if I read this, or if I was just lucky on the draw. Either way, yes, being incredibly relentlessly aggressive with Frieza is the way to go, as long as he's close enough for that to be a viable strategy. And if he ever gets far enough away to approach you on his terms, he's probably going to try to use the Death Ball. He seems really obsessed with using the Death Ball in this form. And I mean, you'll notice he's definitely not stupid. We can't stun him like we could Recoome or Ginyu or any of the other earlier enemies. But he is stupid enough to waste his chance to use a special attack while we're stunned. I mean, we were wide open. And using Aura Burning here might have been a bad idea because Frieza has a lot more ki than we do. And we're about to heavy kick his ass, but he grabs us in mid-kick. And this is actually a really good idea on his part because our Aura Burning is going to run out any second, but he still has quite a bit of his left. This is something the artificial intelligence will do a lot later, is try and throw you away so you waste your Aura Burning. And it succeeds, but it gets a little obnoxious when it's all they do. You'll notice that we are no longer in the lead. What we took quite a long time to establish, he just destroyed in a couple seconds. But this is why we have those items with us, specifically for situations like this. We do want to use it when we're sure he's not going to attack us, because the item can be knocked out of our hand, and that would be incredibly unfortunate. Because that would mean no healing. But we did heal, so we're probably going to win. I have had fights still go very south from this point, but I think we got this one.
Take this!
Please, help me. Please, have mercy.
Here's some of my energy. After that, do as you please.
Darn it! I'm the strongest in the universe! And you will die by my hand! I will never, ever be defeated!
Uh-oh. I've got to get out of here. The planet's going to explode.
Welcome to another 3D platforming segment, and this one was the bane of my existence when I first bought this game because of the lightning strikes that just kind of rain down on you randomly. As soon as the sky flashes, you better move your ass, is what I'm saying. You can dodge the lightning either by dashing or by sliding left and right. I find the quick sliding works better because the dash takes slightly longer to use, so you're more likely to get hit like that. There is thankfully health flying around for you to pick up in the form of giant meat, but as you see right here, just quick sliding to the left or right, definitely the preferred method of avoiding lightning and falling rocks alike. The time limit is a whopping 5 minutes, but I don't think anybody would take 5 minutes to finish this. I'm pretty sure they would die before they survive that long. Also, in spite of this platforming section returning to the more open nature of the previous ones, in the sense that there's, you know, a giant area to run around in, and a ton of coins and other collectibles, the gates you need to pass through are pretty easy to spot. So in this instance where the open nature could be a little bit frustrating, they decided to be merciful. The gates can still be pretty far apart, but they're not nearly as obscured from your vision. I asked earlier, I think it may have been in the last video, I asked if you could fool anyone just by showing them screenshots and video of these sections and saying it's a 3D platformer. And I mean, at the very least you could make me buy it using that method. Regardless of what the rest of the game was like, even if I knew it was mostly a fighting game, I could look at the screenshots and videos and be like, oh man, this is so weird and different, I need to play this. Falling in the lava does absolutely deal damage to us, by the way, and in case you're wondering how to evade the rocks consistently, I don't know. The rocks are not nearly as predictable as the lightning. They don't have anything signaling their approach. It's still not nearly as painful as it was for me when I first bought it, because I didn't know that you could quick slide back then.
I'm gonna ride this ship all the way home! Come on! Come on! Come on! Move! Move!
State your first wish.
First, we'd like to wish our friends Goku and Krillin, who died on planet Namek, back to life.
I have called the soul of the one called Krillin. However, I cannot call the soul of the one called Goku.
What? But why not?
Because he is alive. I cannot call a soul if it belongs to one of the living.